CEDDMACK, it's a beautiful thing.
Musictechworks. Musictechworks.
What's good, people? CEDDMACK here, Musictechworks. All right, so there's a lot going on the internet right now about the release of this MPC X special edition. Okay, and just to go back a little bit for those who have not seen my last video, the special edition basically is, hey, you know, it's the 35th anniversary, and the special edition is this color scheme here. Okay, so they did update the RAM to 4 gigs instead of 2. All right, and there's more onboard storage space, even though most of the storage space is dedicated to the content that they give you. So you really have, out the 48 gigs, you would have about well, I wouldn't say most of it, I would say a great deal of it. You know, you got like 16 gigs of content, but you know, you can use your own internal drive or USB stick or whatever to save your projects and everything on, and samples and whatever content or data that you want to save. You can save that internally. Okay, so let's just talk about this for a second, and I'm just going to go over a couple of things and just kind of get to it, because it's a lot going on, and I have no disrespect for any of my legendary producers, and I grew up on that sound. You know, that's my sound. I'm not like, they're not that much older than me, so that's what I grew up on when I was learning how to produce and write records. I was listening to a EASKI, I was listening to a Dr. Dre, I was listening to especially DJ Quick. That's, you know, that's the dude. I was studying a DJ Toon, you know, and Tim Kelly, Tim and Bob, and Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis and Jermaine Dupri. I was studying all those guys, so there's no way I could ever just say some disrespectful, you know, things about them. I have not watched the I Am Sight video, and I might not. Shout out to MPCGANG, but you know, it's just seeing EASKI's reaction to all of this. You know, it's just, I kind of got an idea what was said, but yeah, and the fact is that, yeah, there is a difference in the sound. Like there's no denying that. Like how can you deny that? You know, my thing is this sound acceptable? You know, I know everybody who's getting placements, and everybody who, even some of the stuff I've got done over the last couple of years, like I have used my vintage MPCs on some of this stuff, but for most of the stuff, especially the new, what's called the new wave type of music, I've been using mainly my MPC and making beats in Logic, you know. But you know, who's to say what, you know. But I will say this, and I'll just, maybe on another video or something, I will. Matter of fact, I might do it on this video. I'll play some beats that I've done with the vintage machines, and some of the beats that I've done with the new gen. You know, with the new gen versus the vintage MPCs, and I have had comments like, yo, how you make it sound like that? You know, things like that. A lot of that is the vintage MPCs when it's sounding like that, you know. Or I'm manually tracking the new gen MPCs through the interface or through a mixer. I got an old, dirty, dusty mixer down in my my basement, which is being renovated right now. But I run everything through that thing, and then I come out of that, then go into my interface. Okay, or I would try to emulate that, and that's the whole point, just trying to emulate the hardware. The hardware sounds lovely. Like, it's nothing like a New Jack Swing track, or Keith Sweat's Make It Last Forever, or Jodeci's early stuff, and the early hip hop, and the Chronic album, and the Snoop Dogg's first album. Like, listening to those records, that's the Sonics that make those specials. A lot of Timbaland's early records, even his records now, still have that analog feel to it, you know. And the thing is that a lot of today's generation, you know, they don't understand it. You know, it's, I don't even know if they can tell the difference or not. But people who, I want to say people who make decisions can understand it, but at the same time, they're only going by what the people like. You know, they don't I know for a fact that deals get done, whether or not the A&R like the artist or not these days, as long as they got that following the way it is now. It's not like back in the day where you can walk an artist up into a record label and they audition and next thing you know they got a deal. No, it's based on, you know, what the people like, and numbers can be proven right now with social media accounts and you know, things like that. Different metrics today versus back in the day. Like, these labels are not gambling on an artist unless they just got millions of dollars that they want to just, okay, I'm gonna get this cookie cutter artist and pair her with her or him up with, you know, the best songwriters, best producers, you know, with a track record. Probably not taking a chance on a new producer or songwriter, but I'm gonna go ahead and pair them up, and we're gonna cookie cut, and we're gonna make another Taylor Swift. We're gonna make another Mary J. Blige. You know, we're gonna just cookie cutter here. You know, do that cookie cutter action. But the sound thing. But let me just. I'm just playing around with this. So let me just get to the point here. One of the points. I like it because it's something new. You know, the color scheme is something new. It's no different than my original X. Okay. I do notice that it does respond better, and I could not confirm that the original MPC X had a dual core processor, but it's funny how AKAI never mentions the processor specs. I went to a third-party website, and they said that the original MPC X had a quad-core A17 processor. Okay, I can't find that anywhere else, and I don't know if that's true or not. But I'm thinking the quad core didn't come around until the MPC Live 2. Okay, I may be wrong, and I said, you know, I kind of reneged a little bit in my comments on the last video, but right now I'm just gonna say I don't know. But I can definitely tell a difference in the way this machine loads up, and just turning on, checking out the live processors, the specs, the percentage of CPU usage, and how fast things bounce and export and everything. It's a little bit faster and smoother, but it may not be fast enough to make a difference to most people. So, but what it does do, it give you the access to those 4 gigs of RAM. It makes things do what it do. So so what I did here, I said, let me just go ahead and just do something. So I have as you all know, I got the Mini Freak, the Arteria Mini Freak, and I recently added the Jupiter XM by Roland. It's the 37 key desktop version of the Jupiter X. Okay, shout out to Bolo. And it was on my list anyway, but when I saw him using it, I'm like, you know what? Yeah. He was just going through some of the sounds. I have always been a Roland fan and everything, and I've used several Roland devices. And I was kind of looking at the what is it, the Phantom? But I'm like, you know what? So right now I got the Roland Clouds, but you know, the Roland Cloud works with your Roland hardware that has the Zenology technology. But I wanted a hardware piece too, so that way if I don't want to turn on the computer, I don't have to. So, and trust me, I have nothing against the computer. It's just a different thing when I'm just looking at the machine and I'm just working. And right now, you know, that's just how I'm used to working. You know, a lot of people, you know, some people came in the game with Fruity Loops. You know, I didn't come in the game with Fruity Loops, so I was not a computer producer from the beginning. I didn't really get onto a computer until Cakewalk, right around, let's say 96, 97. I think right around 97. And even with Cakewalk back then, we were just recording. You know, I had stopped using my tape machine, my Tascam Porter tape machine. I think that's what it was, the 4-track. Then I later on got the 8-track and then the 16. But I was still dibbling a little bit into the computer world. But anyway, let me just playing around here. So basically I recorded a couple of sounds from the Mini Freak, and I recorded a couple of sounds from the Jupiter XM, and I use a one of the F9 808 key groups that comes with the MPC XSE. And if you got the, might have been a pack come with the X2, I can't remember, or it might have come, you know what, it came with the key 61 as well. Okay, so I was able to just open it up here. Of course, it's just a, you know, there are no licenses for these expansions, so I just copied it over to this MPC X SE hard drive. All right, so the first sound, I'm just gonna kind of break this track down here. I'm gonna play it a little bit, then we'll talk about it a little bit. Shout out to Zoe Beats for hooking me up with the overhead cam here. Well, actually the overhead stand. It's called a C stand. And yeah, I got some 4K. I got a camera coming, a couple of cameras coming, and a couple more stands, and pretty soon the bass will be finished and I have my little mood and everything. Right now I'm just in what's called the in-law suite. So I turn this into the studio right now. So until I move downstairs, this is what we got. I can even record in here. Bolo hooked me up with some side panels that he made. He actually showed me how to make them to save some money. I got all this stuff going up soon. I'm gonna put it in here temporarily, but until then, this is where we at. We just rocking it. This is where we at. So here's the beat. All right, so the first track. All right, so there was a page-aided loop coming out of the Mini Freak. And then what I did, I applied some halftime to it. So let me show you what that looks like. First thing I got is the air flavor, and I don't have the Flavor Pro yet, but I'm gonna go ahead and get that. Just on one of the things I need to do. I just keep forgetting to do it, but I'm gonna go ahead and get that. But this is the original version that came with the update of the OS. So I use half speed, which is basically the same thing as halftime. And I kind of got it mixed. Probably about halfway or so. So I got that effect on there. This is with it. And this is without it. All right, so that sound right there, that came from the Mini Freak. All right, and the next sound. That's a different track. Let me go back to the track here. Okay, so this came from the Jupiter XM. And I didn't really do anything to it. So I basically just, what I do, I sequence when I'm using these outboard synths. I go ahead and create my loop, and then I sample it, and then I assign it to a pad or to the same program. All right, and then the next sound is coming from the Jupiter XM as well. and it's the RD800, one of the piano sounds. So it's and I know it's a regular piano, and you could have used that piano from anywhere. Maybe so, but I like the reverb on this. That reverb, I kind of oversaturated it coming from the actual XM, from the Jupiter XM, and I kind of chopped it up a little bit to make it sound like a sample. So that's the. All right, the next sound we have. Okay, so this is the from the F9 Atomic 808 key group. So I use this 808, and I might just go back and change it, try some different things, but this is what I came up with so far. Next sound is a clap, of course. Next sound, kick. All right. Hi-hat. All right. Close hi-hat. Just gonna come in at the end of right before the loop turn around. All right. Then we have, and this is a Mellotron. This is a plugin that comes with the MPC X SE or the Key 61. So if I go here, all right, so that's the Mellotron, and I just have a all right, so that is at the end of the turnaround of the main pattern. So let's just kind of play with it and just bring some stuff in and out here.